Hello everyone, my name is Abdurrahman Chahata. I'm final year MBBS student at Gulf Medical University. Me and my colleagues are Mariam, Taslim, Johanna, and Aisha. We're going to present our paper which is named as Prevalence of GERD and its association with lifestyle factors among office workers in the UAE, a cross-sectional study. To present my part, which is introduction, I would like to start explaining this part. So, gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD, is a chronic condition characterized by heartburn and regurgitation due to reflux of gastric contents into the esophagus. It significantly affects quality of life and may lead to complications like esophagitis and Barrett's esophagus. Globally, GERD prevalence is increasing, particularly in regions adopting Western lifestyles. In the UAE, rapid urbanization, sedentary behavior, and dietary changes contribute to rising cases. Office workers are a high-risk group due to prolonged sitting, irregular meals, stress, and poor sleep. Despite this, there's limited data focusing specifically on office workers in the UAE. Therefore, this study aimed to determine the prevalence of GERD in this population and evaluate its association with lifestyle factors like diet, smoking, physical activity, sleep, and occupational stress. The second part will be explained by Mariam.
The study was a cross-sectional survey conducted over 4 months across multiple emirates in the UAE. A total of 600 office workers aged 18 years and above were included using convenient sampling. Data was collected using a structured and validated questionnaire which included the GERD Q score to assess symptoms, a food frequency questionnaire for dietary habits, and the International Physical Activity Questionnaire for activity levels. Participants with other GI diseases, pregnancy, or prior bariatric surgery were excluded. Data analysis was performed using SPSS version 28. Descriptive statistics were used to summarize variables, while chi-square tests were assessed association between GERD and lifestyle factors. Logistic regression was used to identify independent predictors with statistical significance set at p less than 0.05. Ethical approval was obtained and all data was securely stored. Moving on to results by Taslim.
Okay, so in the results section, first we're going to discuss about the participant demographics and the baseline characteristics. And here we noticed that a total of 600 participants were recruited with almost equal gender distribution, and most of these participants were aged between 25 to 44 years of age, and the majority were full-time office employees. And now, physician-diagnosed GERD was present in 27.7% of the participants, and the most common symptoms that they presented with was reflux, epigastric pain, and sleep disturbances. And over half the participants used over-the-counter antacids even without prescriptions. Regarding lifestyle, many participants reported a frequent intake of fried foods, caffeine, and late-night eating, and a large proportion also reported very poor sleep and high work-related stress. Now, talking about the socio-demographic factors, such as age, gender, and nationality were not significantly associated with GERD. However, marital status, job role, emirate of residence, etc. showed significant associations with higher prevalence in certain occupational groups, especially marketing and human resources. Now, moving on to presenting the rest of the results by Johanna.
So, moving on to the rest of the results that we found significant associations between GERD and multiple lifestyle factors. Dietary triggers such as chocolate, carbonated drinks, fried foods, and caffeine were strongly linked to increased prevalence. Unhealthy eating behaviors, including late night meals, large portion sizes, and lying down after eating, were also significant contributors. Smoking and alcohol use showed a strong dose-response relationship with GERD. So sleep disturbances and longer sleep duration were also associated with higher prevalence. Interestingly, higher physical activity levels were associated with increased GERD, which possibly may be due to exercise-induced reflux. Multivariate analysis identified independent predictors, including occupations such as marketing, IT support, and human resources, as well as divorced or widowed marital status and positive family history. Next, to conclude, we have Aisha.
Okay. Moving on to the discussion of our study, Our findings showed that GERD affects approximately 1 in 4 office workers in the UAE, with a prevalence of 27.7%. This is higher than previously reported UAE population estimates, suggesting that office workers represent a particularly high-risk group. So these findings are consistent with regional data from Saudi Arabia and other Middle Eastern populations where GERD prevalence is also increasing, likely due to similar lifestyle patterns. And the key strength of our study is highlighting that GERD in this population is largely driven by modifiable lifestyle factors. So we found strong associations with dietary triggers such as fried foods, carbonated drinks, chocolate, and caffeine. In addition, unhealthy eating behaviors, particularly late night meals, large portion sizes, and lying down after eating, significantly increases this risk. And sleep disturbance also showed a strong association, supporting the well-known bidirectional relationship between GERD and poor sleep. Furthermore, smoking and alcohol demonstrated a clear dose-response relationship, while occupational factors such as prolonged sitting and high work stress further contributed to increased prevalence. Interestingly, certain job roles such as marketing, HR, and IT support showed higher odds of GERD, suggesting that work environment and job-related stressors play a critical role. However, our study does have limitations. As a cross-sectional design, it cannot establish causality, and reliance on self-reported data may introduce bias. Additionally, objective diagnostic tools were not used. In conclusion, GERD is highly prevalent among UAE office workers and is strongly linked to modifiable lifestyle and occupational factors. So this highlights an important opportunity. Targeted workplace interventions, including healthier dietary habits, reduced sedentary time, and stress management. This could significantly reduce disease burden. Ultimately, improving workplace health may not only reduce GERD but also enhance overall productivity and quality of life. Thank you.